Where did you watch it is another question. And there's a man on the phone going to answer that. Stephen, good morning. How are you today?
Morning, Tom.
Where did you watch it?
I was over there, Tom. I went over last Saturday. So
Really?
I was lucky enough to see all of Katie's.
You saw all the fights?
Saw the three of them, yeah.
How difficult was that? How did you manage to get tickets?
Oh, it was tough going. We went over with tickets for the quarterfinals. So I had a ticket for Katie's fight against Natasha Jones, and I had a ticket to see Michael Conlan box. But after that, then it was an absolute nightmare trying to get tickets. It was kind of every day getting up, getting the train. We stayed in Luton, getting the train into London. You know, and trying to source tickets. I'd be fairly active on kind of Facebook and Twitter, because I also I'm known as GreenJab as well. I do a lot of boxing night, and so I was kind of tweeting, trying to who had tickets, and thank God I got tickets for all the fights and at cost price, which was
That's an achievement,
a miracle, you know. It really was, because I mean there was so many people there yesterday, and they were handing out hundreds and hundreds of pounds for tickets, you know.
Oh boy, you can understand it too, can't you?
Yeah.
What was the atmosphere like?
I'm still trying to. I'm still hoarse, but I'm still trying to process it. You know, it was just phenomenal. It was so emotionally charged. You know, for me, you know, I'm a boxing fanatic, so it was my dream just to go and see the kind of the boxing end of the Olympics. You know, to just be there. You know, and then to see Katie do what she did. You know, over the couple of days, and it was just phenomenal. You know, for me, the first fight against Natasha was. You know, that it was really special. I think maybe because she was fighting a British fighter. You know, she'd finally reached the Olympic Games. And for me, after the first one, the nerves started to set in, you know, and there was like a lot of fear then, kind of, will she, you know, but thank God she pulled it off in the end in a pretty tough final, you know. What
was it like at the end of the second round, actually in the stadium?
Yeah, you could see, you know, there was a lot of, you know, there's a lot of people there. Like for myself, I sat down and I watched the fight. You know, I was watching what was going on. I was really worried. I turned around to my wife Caroline at the end of the second round. I said, she's in trouble here, because I knew, you know, from looking at the Russian, that, you know, Katie wouldn't be able to really chase her. You know, that it would be a tactical affair. And once the Russian went up, it meant Katie would have to go after her. You know, that's what I thought. Katie would go after her. Thank God, you know, she's fabulous people in her corner. She stuck to the game plan. She didn't go chasing the Russian. She just kept, you know, doing what she was doing, and eventually she had a brilliant third round, and she held on in the fourth, you know.
The nation held its breath at the end of that second round, and it was just the moment where you all thought it couldn't.
Yeah, is it going to go wrong here? And I think, you know, people have watched Katie over the years, and you know how much work, you know, she's put into this. And I mean, she's a phenomenon. Like, I mean, 4 world titles, she's a world champion 4 times, 3 times I think European champion. So she was a phenomenon. I think for her, you know, she so deserved that gold medal. I think that's a big part of it for the people of Ireland as well. Just recognising that, you know.
Were you hugging and kissing total strangers at the end of it?
I was worn out. I was kind of, I just didn't, you know. Yeah, I was delighted. It was very, very emotional. And for me, you know, Barry McGuigan was there, and he was speaking to the crowd, and he was very emotional, you know. But it was awesome to see so many Irish boxing fans over there. But I just hope, you know, that it can build momentum from here, you know, because I know Katie's getting the spotlight at the moment, but I mean, we've Michael Conlan, Paddy Barnes and John Evan in there today. John Evan is technically one of the best boxers in the world. Paddy Barnes, 2 times Olympic medal. You know, we're one of the top nations on the planet for boxing, and it really doesn't get the attention.
I know, but it is understandable, isn't it? Because Katie is just such a story, isn't it? You know, but don't forget, I mean, up until, you know, a year and a half ago, you know, Katie was finding it hard to get on national television as well. You know, Sky Sports was showing more of Katie than her own kind of television channels were, you know. Not anymore, Stephen. Not anymore. Those days ended dramatically.
You know, Michael Carruth did it 20 years ago, and you know, it was great for a while, and then it kind of died off then, you know. So hopefully, because it's a fabulous sport, and even our professional boxers as well, it's so fabulous, you know.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't realise as well. We've a young guy from Tala, Patrick Hyland, who made history, Irish boxing history during the night in America. He went 27 fights unbeaten. So there's a lot, you know. We're in terms of boxing, you know, we're really doing the country proud around the world, you know.
I think we need to get you in as our boxing correspondent. You seem to know your stuff. Listen, thanks very much for joining us, and continue the celebrations today, and let's hope the other lads do equally well later on. Go and see those fights as well. Stephen, thanks very much for joining us.